Welcome to SR Concepts. This is the part second of the chapter Conservation of Plants and Animals. In the first part, we have discussed about what is biodiversity, what is flora and fauna, and what is the importance of forests. We have also discussed the importance of biodiversity. We discussed what is deforestation, what is its causes, and what are the consequences. Now we know that conservation of forests and conservation of living organisms is very important. In this video, we are going to discuss about the conservation of forest and wildlife. So dear children, once upon a time, Paheli and Buju became a part of a visit to Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve with Professor Ahmed. In Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve, when the class reached, Professor Ahmed and Madhavji were there. Madhavji guided them during the visit in the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. They learned a lot, right? They learned a lot about different types of protected areas. Now the question is how the wildlife and forests are protected. Actually, there are certain areas where there are rich jungles, rich forests, right? And these forests are the house of biodiversity. So apart from our individual efforts that we do for conservation of biodiversity and conservation of animals and plants, right, government also makes a number of rules, regulations, policies, and a number of other actions government takes for conservation of forests, for conservation of wildlife. So one of the best method of conservation of wildlife and forests is to make or to earmark actually the protected areas. So government earmarks those areas or identifies those areas which are rich in forest, which are rich in wildlife, and such areas become protected by laws. So dear students, we will discuss about those protected areas where wildlife and forests are conserved. Dear students, in this yellow box you can see what is written. To protect our flora and fauna and their habitats, protected areas called wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, and biosphere reserves have been earmarked. So there are three different types of protected areas, namely wildlife sanctuaries, one, second national parks, and the third is biosphere reserves. So government identifies areas and makes them wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, and biosphere reserves. In these areas, what happens, the government protects these forests and disallows certain activities which may harm the wildlife. For example, here you can see what is written in the yellow box. It is written plantation, cultivation, grazing, felling trees, hunting, poaching are prohibited in these areas. So these activities, that is plantation, cultivation, grazing, felling, hunting, and poaching, these things cannot be done by human beings in these areas, means those forests are completely protected. And depending on size and depending on the motive, right, they are called differently. They may be called sanctuaries, they may be called national parks, or they may be called biosphere reserves. So let us understand what are the definitions, what are the differences between a wildlife sanctuary, national park, and biosphere reserve. Here you see areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat are called wildlife sanctuary. So a sanctuary, a wildlife sanctuary, are relatively smaller in size as compared to national parks and biosphere reserves, and these are earmarked or identified or protected especially for protection of certain animals which are living there in these forests. So wildlife sanctuary is for this purpose. This is a little bit smaller in size. Now if we talk about national park, then these are a little bit maybe little bit larger in size, right? So areas reserved for wildlife, that is both plants and animals, where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources are called national parks. So they are specially designed for protection of all the wildlife, right? All the wildlife, and where the wildlife can use its own habitats, its own natural resources in their own way. So plants and animals feel very free in national parks. In the same way, now if we talk about biosphere reserves, then biosphere reserves are larger area. They are bigger area as compared to wildlife sanctuary and national parks. So these are the large areas of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plants, animal resources, and most importantly, the traditional life of tribal people living in these areas. So you can see biosphere reserve is a very vast, very larger area, right? And this area protects not only the plants and animals, the flora and fauna, but also the tribal people who used to live there, right? And they provide protection to these tribal people. The government provides protection to the tribal people and their culture. All right, so now let's move on to another very important definition. Here there are two important definitions. One is biosphere. Now let's understand the meaning of biosphere. What is biosphere? You know that on our earth there are three things: water, earth, and air. These three things are very important for supporting life. The air is called atmosphere, you already know. The land is called lithosphere, you already know. And water is called hydrosphere, probably you don't know this. So there are three spheres already. One is atmosphere, one is lithosphere, and the other is hydrosphere. For supporting life of any type of organism, these three spheres should be available. So in and on our earth there are certain zones, there are certain areas, there are certain places where living organisms may survive, or where the living organisms are found. These are those areas where all the three things are available in one or the other form: air, water, and land. So in those areas where living organisms are found, because they are being supported by air, water, and land, these areas are called biospheres. So biosphere can be defined those areas where living organisms are found on earth. Okay, now there is biological diversity. Another line here you can see this one: biological diversity or biodiversity. What is the meaning of this term? We have already discussed. This refers to the variety of organisms existing on earth, their interrelationships, and their relationship with the environment. So this whole thing, this whole information, which type of organisms are found on earth, and what is their impact on the non-living things like air, water, and land, and how the non-living things or the environment impact the life of living organisms, this whole information, this whole study is included in biodiversity. All right, now let us study a few things here about the visit of Professor Ahmed and Paheli and Bhujo. Okay, so what is written here you can see: Professor Ahmed organizes a visit to Biosphere Reserve for Paheli and Bhujo and their classmates. He selects a place named Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. This is in MP, right? Madhya Pradesh. So this Pachmari Biosphere Reserve was visited by him. So he knows that plants and animals found here are similar to those of upper Himalayan peaks and to those belonging to lower Western Ghats. So Pachmari Biosphere Reserve is such a forest area where animals are found, a large diversity of animals is found, right? And many of these animals are similar to those found in Himalayan areas, right? And there are certain animals which are similar to those animals which are found in Western Ghats also. So here you can see there is a vast variety of animals found in Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. Okay, So Professor Ahmed believes that biodiversity found here is unique. He requests Madhavji, a forest employee, to guide the children inside the biosphere reserve. So he requested Madhavji to guide him, and Madhavji uh, gives support and guides them during the visit. Okay, so Madhavji explains that preserving areas of such biological importance make them a part of our national heritage. So when we create wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves, right? So they are actually our heritage. They are very important heritage of India. Now, Madhavji explains to the children that apart from our personal efforts and the efforts of the society, the government the government agencies also take care of forests and animals. The government lays down rules, methods, policies to protect and conserve them. Wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, biosphere reserves, etc. are protected areas for conservation of plants and animals present in that area. Okay, so there is an activity 7.3. What is there? It is written, find out the number of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves in your district, in your state, and your country, and record in table number 7.1. Show these areas in an outline map of your state and India. So, this is what you need to do. You have to make a list and mark them on the maps of your state and of your country. Alright, so here you can see there is a figure number 7.1. Here you can see in this figure, this is the map of whole Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. Let us see how it is organized. Here you can see this is Pachmari Sanctuary, and this green zone is Satpura National Park. There is Bori Sanctuary, and one thing is Taba Reservoir. So here you can see that in this figure you can see that there are two sanctuaries, two wildlife sanctuaries. One is Pachmari Sanctuary and the other is Bori Sanctuary, and one national park, that is Satpura National Park. So here you can see a wildlife, a biosphere reserve is a very big area, and it includes two wildlife sanctuaries and one whole national park in it. So this is how you can take an idea that biosphere reserve is comparatively very large. Okay, now let us read something about biosphere reserve, a little more about biosphere reserve. What is written? Children along with Professor Ahmed and Madhavji enter the biosphere reserve area. Madhavji explains that biosphere reserves are the areas meant for conservation of biodiversity. So definitely biosphere reserves have they are actually for conservation of flora and fauna and other living organisms, like means all the living organisms in that particular area. As you are aware that biodiversity is the variety of plants, animals, and microorganisms generally found in an area. The biosphere reserve help to maintain the biodiversity and culture of that area. So culture means the tribal people living there and what are their cultures. They are protected. A biosphere reserve may also contain other protected areas in it. The Pachmari Biosphere Reserve consists of one national park named Satpura National Park and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Pachmari. Alright. So dear students, there is an activity number 7.4. What is written here? List the factors disturbing the biodiversity of your area. Some of these factors and human activities may disturb the biodiversity unknowingly. List these human activities. How can these be checked? Discuss in your class and write a brief report in your notebook. So dear students, if you really want to learn practically how important is the biodiversity, first of all you should do this activity. You should find out how the organisms around you are affected by your own activities. what are these problems, what are these activities, human activities, because of which the wildlife is disturbed. All right, lastly, flora and fauna. So dear students, flora means the types of plants found in any particular area, and fauna means the types of animals found in a particular area. So let's read something about it also. As the children walk around the biosphere reserve, they appreciate the green wealth of the forest. They are very happy to see tall teak trees and animals inside the forest. Suddenly, Pehli finds a rabbit and wants to catch it. She starts running after it. Professor Ahmed stops her. He explains that animals are comfortable and happy in their own habitat. We should not disturb it. So this is very important. So whenever we do certain activity from our own side, and whenever we are inside the habitat of those animals, they are getting disturbed. For example, when you will cut the trees in a forest, definitely certain animals will lose their habitat. They will have to migrate to certain other parts of the jungle, the certain other parts of the forest. There they will face competition with the others. They will be killed by the predators. So there may be a number of problems to them if you disturb them. So we should not try to disturb the animals or the plants. Now, Madhavji explains that some animals and plants typically belong to a particular area. The plants and animals found in a particular area are termed flora and fauna respectively of that area. So certain plants are found in certain areas, certain animals are found in certain areas. So plants are called flora and fauna are called animals. Alright students, already the video has been long. In the next video, we will be discussing more about the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve and the key concept and key important terms related to the conservation of plants and animals. So I hope you learned the concept. I hope something interesting you find here, right? And one more thing I will like to say that don't study this chapter just as a part of your book, but this should become, what you learn should become the part of your life, the part of your personality, that you should pledge not to disturb the nature, not to harm the plants and animals, and you should always work towards the conservation of plants and animals. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, what we are going to discuss, we will be discussing more about Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. Thank you.